Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Legion Alpha video. Today I'm going to be checking out the Subtlety Rogue Artifact Weapon Quest, which of course means we will be getting an early look at some of the sub-rogue gameplay, which, well, it's definitely got some interesting aspects to it. So then, we've got a sealed letter, and the Call of the Uncrowned, which will be taking us down into the Rogue Artifact, or not Artifact Hall, the Rogue Class Hall, which is pretty darn cool. So it's called the Hall of Shadows, and it's ran by Lord Ravenhold, of course, that being, related to the building Ravenhold. Now, I'm using the Armored Iron Tusk as my mount because nothing really speaks rogue like riding around on a giant elephant. Okay, so the quest is taking us in here, and that's where the entrance used to be. You used to actually pick one of the locks over there to get into the sewers, but this time it's actually telling us to go to this person, Jack Findle. So what does he want? The Raven Calls. That's a pretty strange passphrase. So that's actually taking us into a new passage. Yeah, it seems like they've changed that since the last alpha build. I think it changed for the good. This is significantly cooler. Yeah, they've actually completely changed it. That's extremely cool. I didn't realize that was you. The Uncrowned await your arrival. You know, normally I just append the name of the spec onto the character name, but, well, you know, sub does mean something else in real life, so that was maybe a mistake this time. Anyhow, the Hall of Shadows has been changed. There is way more going on here now. Or at least I think there is. Yeah, it's definitely, there's more like, I guess, texture, I suppose. Like, when I say texture, I mean there's more like body to all this. You know, we've got like lots of like drapes everywhere. Steam shadows, looking a little bit cooler. Yeah, the old entrance was actually right in front of me, so they've changed this up a little bit. That's good to see. Anyway, the first thing we need to do is head over here, I think. And yeah, we click on this, which takes us down here. And this would appear to be the same. So then, who have we got? Garona, Fleet Admiral Dude, Toshi from Pandaria, Tess Greymane, Valyria Sanguinar, and, oh yeah, I suppose the person who sits at that is actually a plot spoiler. Let's talk to Lord Ravenhold and see what he wants. Okay, so he just wants us to take our seat. Alright, fair enough, so I'll be sitting over here. In light of the events at the Broken Shore, the Legion threat can no longer be ignored. We must act or Azeroth will fall. You know, it's really awkward that these are really spaced out. I will be their blade, apparently, and they will strike at the very heart of our enemy where no other can. Just that, you know, every single class overhaul actually is going to be doing this. Their skills and guile will instill fear into our enemies. The Legion will cower at the mere thought of the Uncrowned. So join me in welcoming the final shadow, join me in welcoming the Legions, and nothing like another cringeworthy Blizzard speech. They really do know how to write them, don't they? Right, so we get the Title Master Assassin, and that's an in-game title you can select for our character. You get an Uncrowned Ignazi as well, and then of course Extraction Point, which is the ability which will take you back here at a moment's notice. So then, our quest, the Worthy Blade. Brilliant, yes, so all of these different people have a different plan. So Garona is going to be getting the Kingslayers. This Fleet Admiral guy is, I assume, yeah, he's going to be getting the Pirate Blades that are for the Combat Rogue. Not Combat Rogue, that's what they don't want us calling it that anymore. It's, what's it called? Outlaw, that's it. And she wants us to get the Fangs of the Devourer. But of course we'll just get the ones that are appropriate for our spec, which for Subtlety is Gorefang. Meaning we're going to be questing with Valyria. So, not Valyria, Valyra, whatever. They're similar enough. So the Fangs of the Devourer were wielded by Akari Shadowgore. Yeah, that's a totally normal name there. One of Kil'jaeden's personal assistants. Every attempt on her life ends the same. She's gone before we even arrive. But not this time. We've been working with these contacts for some time to find Akari so we can finally take the Fangs for our own purposes. Go to each contact and tell them the shadows reveal, see what they know, and she'll meet us in Glorious Goods upstairs. Once we're done, another one of Khadgar's dogs was asking too many questions. Well, that's kind of interesting then. So if I look at my map, I think they're just probably different contacts spread around Dalaran. Well, because of me running for the Dalaran's probably not the most interesting thing, I'll cut back whenever I find the first one. Alright, so the next one is this bread and cheese vendor. Alright, pretty cool how all of the different NPCs, or like the shop NPCs around the place are actually in league with the rogues, so he is, he's got a lock over there. Nothing to share, I'm afraid. The wine gets people talking, but sometimes they just don't have anything useful to say. Well, I wonder if we can head down there and do something. Say, care for some moist Azuna Feta while you're here? It's got a lovely tangy flavour. Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what we'll be doing. Or maybe this is just, like, shining for no reason. Yep, actually, that's it done. Yeah, okay. Away we go to the next contact. So before we go down to where this agent is, we've got a sign here which says caution that there have been suspicious activities to do with the Legion agent sighted over here. Ah, right, that would probably explain why this person is dead. So let's see, I searched the body for clues, and we find nothing. Let's see, what about his lockbox? Ah, it's got some thistle tea. Lovely. Oh, shit. Legion people. Right, so how does this spec play? Right, use backstab. Normally, you can use it from anywhere, but it does more damage if you use him, or hit him from the back. You can do eviscerate, and then if you use a 5 combo point thing, you get sent back into stealth. Whenever you use a finisher, which allows you to use Shadow Strike, which is this, which is a pretty good ability. And that's pretty much how the Subtlety rogue works. They really need to beef it out more, but there's definitely some really cool potential going on. And I also really like the backstab sound effect. I maybe wish there was a little bit more in the way of animations for it. Like more variety, but it is a cool sound. Anyway, so that guy actually didn't have anything on him either. Which means it's only this Valzoon person left for intel. Ah, yeah, never mind. So, yeah, so it turns out this guy's actually down here. Cool, in the Dalaran sewers. Oh, he's an Eridar. Okay. What are you exactly? That's a bit of a strange question to ask somebody. Right, let's get to the matter at hand. I say the shadows reveal. It seems fate is on your side again, rogue. Akari is in the very city as we speak, spying for her masters. I assume maybe that's why that other person was dead. I will gladly tell you where, in exchange for a rune of portals. Until then, our business is complete. Right, I guess we're going to be, like, petitioning Khadgar for one of those runes. Immediately, though, pretty cool how the rogue quest is us doing roguish things and finding, like, contacts and, you know, stuff like that. Pretty nice. Anyhow, I've probably got to go all the way back into the class order hall and have a bit of a chat about getting some runes of portals or whatever for this guy. Ah, no. Valera's actually already here. A rune of portals, who does he think he is? It's worth the price, but those runes aren't exactly easy to come by, unless Archmage Salindra, the Kirintor's portal master, has a study in the centre of town. We rogues aren't particularly welcome there, nor would you simply hand over a rune if we were. But who said about asking anything? Indeed. So we need to go and borrow a rune for her. Stay in the shadows and, avoid detection. Fair enough, so we're going to be breaking into a Kirintor place. Immediately, pretty darn cool, and it's nice how there's a properly unique quest going on for the Subtlety rogue instead of, just like reusing somebody else's quest. So we go in here to the room of portals. And we've instantly been detected. Whoops, I think I just walked into one of the sentries. Right, then we'll stealth. And sort of move over here. There's a mage trainer. Alright, but so far, pretty easy to get through all these guys. I like this quest, though. Pretty cool so far. I can get up here and, steal the rune of portals. It was that easy? It was that easy. Oh, whoops, I got caught. I'll probably just be ported out. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, I've got away scot-free. That was oddly easy. Right, I would have liked a bit more of a thing there, but I guess it'll do. Anyway, let's go down to this Eridar guy and see what he wants with this rune of portals. By the way, Eridar guy, I don't think giving him one of those is a good idea. I've got a feeling we're all going to be betrayed. So that's the rune handed over. Excellent, you will find a carry in the Ledgerman Lodge. We could have just walked into the lodge ourselves, some good old-fashioned detective work. It would have avoided giving a powerful rune to a Burning Legion-ish looking person. So the Ledgerman Lodge isn't far from here. We have agents nearby that can secure the air. If there were agents nearby, why did they not see this person? Alright, we need to go and confront the person. Of course, we're not actually even into the scenario at the minute. I'm assuming he opens up a portal, something terrible happens, and then we end up going into a scenario via that. So then there's Valera. Retreated upstairs, she's all yours. Here we go, so 750k health. Shouldn't be too hard to destroy, I suppose. If you look at Cheap Shot, it's a little bit different now, so I can just go and use that. Stun her for a few seconds, which, well, in all likelihood will make this a very quick and easy fight. In fact, because of how this spec works, I can keep her stunned. I can almost have 100% stun uptime with her. Yeah, that's, not 100%, but like I can have heavy stun uptime. Oh wait, no, she keeps on breaking me out of stealth. That's kind of interesting. The way that the stealth works with this is that your auto attacks don't break you out, but perhaps enemy damage still will break you out of stealth. Doesn't really matter though, because as soon as you enter stealth, you actually gain like 60 energy, so it's pretty darn cool how this spec works. I'll show you the ability in a second. Anyhow, that's her dead. Wow, that was really easy. I'll show you the passive effect here. There you go, Shadow Dance. So your finishing moves have a 20% chance per combo point to activate Shadow Dance for 3 seconds, which allows access to all stealth-based abilities, and I think about like talents and stuff, which mean that I regen energy whenever that happens. So here's Valeera. What the hell does she want? It was a ruse. Ah, it was a ruse. That lying demon scum, I should have known. Let's show Valzoon what happens to people who dare cross the Uncrowned. Well, since we just gave him a rune of portals, I doubt he's really going to be here to get justice. Oh, he's disappeared. Oh no, he hasn't. He's been stabbed. Stop it, stop it, stop it. I didn't know. I swear it. Oh, maybe I was wrong. He's lying again, I know it, but he might be our only option. I can still help you. I can take you to Akari's stronghold. Can he? If you spare me, I will use the rune of portals you've provided to open a gateway to Akari's citadel in the Twisting Nether. Of course, killing the Legion's master assassin in her own domain will be no simple feat, but surely the Fangs of the Devourer are worth the risk. I will guide you through the citadel once you arrive, but you will have to defeat her on your own. Yeah, pretty much what I thought then. We're actually going to be booted into a scenario by this guy. So I'll tell him to open the portal. You know, this looks trustworthy right here. This is a picture of trustworthiness. And yeah, we'll hop in here. The question is though, what was he going to do with that rune of portals before he decided to do this? Akari is just in the citadel opposite you. Oh, cool. So this is one of those big spaceships, basically, similar to the one in Mardoom, but of course it's actually floating in space. Alright, loads of enemies here. I wonder if their dogs have a detection aura. Sometimes that's how Blizzard do things. So far, though, I'm getting in undetected. Ah, there we go. An Eye of Xeris. Prepare yourselves, minions. Our Lord requires us on the field of battle. Well, I'll probably have to get her before they all run off. Our enemies will feel the Fang's venom course through their veins. They will all perish. Right, so she's actually just over here. She's got, 423,000 health. So less than her decoy did. Little bit odd. Well, I suppose there's nothing else for it, is there? Let's get attacking. Yep, and she, isn't putting up much of a fight. Okay, so we've got some enemies here. I can use the equivalent of, Shuriken Toss. Called Shuriken Storm now, because, you know, it sounds more badass. Oh, wait, no, I've just been wrecked, so I got cheap-shotted. And, oh, yep, no, I'm totally screwed. Being taken to a holding cell. Stage 2, Escape Artist. Escape from your holding cell to finish the job. Not much of a cell, if I'm honest. Not much of a cell at all. And our jailer is, well, busy looking at a panel. Got some rough-hewn bandages? Oh, I can use those to heal myself up. I guess that probably should have been used after I killed this guy. Anyhow, let's get into the fight. Easy enough fight so far, though he does use Drain Life, so I just need to be on point with my with kick to interrupt that, but that's pretty much him down. Xeris, deal with him. We have nearly made contact. Right, so that looks like somebody's going to be coming in to get me, maybe. Should probably stealth up. Akari sent Inquisitor Xeris to stop you, which apparently has made everybody else tremble in fear. Oh, he's one of these Inquisitor dudes. I really love the art for them. I think it's just really cool. Doesn't have much health, though, so, yeah, should be easy enough to kill him. Darn, I should have pickpocketed him. Would have been interesting to see what an Inquisitor carries around in their pockets. He's putting down some of these. It's a mechanic that was in one of the Mardoom NPCs. Pretty simple, though. Just don't stand in it. It's well worth cheap-shotting this guy, yeah, so that I can then attack from behind. That's probably the reason why they've done that. Okay, that's actually an interaction that I really enjoy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, Xeris himself, pretty darn easy to kill. So we need to go and find her atop the Citadel. And we're getting put into a cinematic here. So there she is. It looks like they're doing something. I wonder if it's with that rune of portals. Wait, what? She's summoning Kil'jaeden. So that might be a little bit much. So, okay, well, that's, you know, him at Sunwell levels. And he's got a new model. Well, I wonder if that suggests we'll be seeing him anytime soon in Legion. You've done well, you have earned my blessing. A really, really cool looking model as well. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that. Oh, he's killing her. Or maybe that's just what a blessing looks like. What? Oh, no, she's been powered up. I'm your humble servant. Cool, right, well that was a nice little sequence. Kil'jaeden's here, though. That's odd. Use the fangs of the Devourer to slay your uninvited guest. I mean, okay, so it takes the power of the Sunwell normally to get Kil'jaeden in like that. And he should be bigger, so I'm a bit confused about the lore, and he also just popped away again. That said, this is a Legion vessel, so you know what, that probably doesn't mean anything. So there she is with the fangs. Which, honestly, they're not looking too impressive, but I didn't really like the look of them in the first place. Is she any more powerful? Yep, she's a little bit more powerful. Shouldn't be super hard to kill, though, now that we know we can do this little thing where we cheap shot and then are able to, you know, run behind her so we can get the additional 30% damage from backstab. Though, it seems like I can't do that, yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Also, it looks like she's a subtlety rogue as well. And not one with that much health, because she's going down quite quickly. Yeah, so I get booted out of stealth every time Shadow Dance puts me into stealth. Maybe being attacked does that? Not 100% sure. Right as I used my cooldown, she popped. Basically deterrence. It's kind of unfortunate. Anyway, she's out of it now. I'll tell you one thing, I am taking a rather shocking amount of damage here. Not a fan of that, but I can always use Crimson Vial for like a mere like 30 energy or 15 energy if you're using it when you're stealthed. It restores either 30 or 50% of your health. Yeah, 30%, but enough to get the job done. And that should be her dead. She says, join me in the nether. But doesn't really do anything that would cause that to happen, so fair enough. Vel'Zun, the Citadel's... Oh, yeah, the Citadel's begun a self-destruction sequence. Make sure I get to the portal and all that stuff. Cool, so that's us with the fangs. Definitely keen to see what their effect is, though. So, your attacks apply Withering Bite, dealing shadow damage and a chance to trigger shadow techniques. Bites that trigger shadow techniques do triple damage. I don't really know what shadow techniques are, though. Also, we should probably leave before this thing blows up. Yeah, shadow techniques, your auto attacks have a chance to generate a combo point. Nice. So, basically apply that, and you've got more combo points floating around the place. That's pretty good. And now we go back into the portal. Overall, I think that was a pretty decent class quest. I'm going to put that kind of, you know, top 50%. So, not amazing, not terrible. But, you know, average with, average plus, a little bit better than average. Great then. So he said I've done it, but I still don't trust this guy. Valera said you would meet her upon your return. Not one I would desire to keep waiting until our paths cross again. Well, he's mysterious, but I haven't really given him much character other than shrouding him in mystery. You know, there's still a big question here about what he was doing with that rune of portals and why he wanted it. Because if he was in the cause of the Uncrowned, surely he wouldn't be asking for all this shit as payment. I hope they don't leave that as a plot hole, because there's definitely something going on there. Well, it looks like you can't just click in the door, you actually have to talk to this guy. Honestly, I think that's a little bit clunky, but I suppose it's going to be very rare that people actually enter the class order hall via the front door, because you do have extraction point, which, now that I think about it, I should have just used to get over here. In fact, it will probably port me somewhere closer than, you know, to there than I am now. Yep, that was pretty darn handy. So let's head down into this little sanctum where all the big famous people live. And that's pretty much our quest done. Great, so we'll talk to Ravenhold again. We need to speak to Marin Noggenfodder in the Hall of Shadows. Right, what is this guy? Haven't met the requirements for his quest, so it looks like there are, you know, there's hints of future quest content there. As for Marin Noggenfodder, you might recognize his surname. He is the guy behind the Noggenfodder Elixir. So he's, is that the new shadow walking into my vault? Unfrickin' believable. Of course, he's just got one of these sitting around the place. And that's what we're going to be using. But he can just nick some of this money anyhow. Keep it real. So talk to him, and, oh, he wants us to... Oh yeah, we need to convince him. Fair enough. I'll just put a weapon to his throat. Brilliant, so we get Gormaw's Bite. Melee range, 1 minute cooldown, strike your enemy for whatever amount of damage, seems like it just says 0 right now as a placeholder, and snare them for 80% until cancelled. 80% of what? I'll have to do a little bit of testing with that ability. Then, of course, we already know its other thing. Let's have a look at the appearances, which don't appear to be working. Yeah, actually, I can't see the weapons here. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a pity. They're kind of behind that thing. Anyway, we'll go back to this guy. I'm pretty sure there's another scene that happens with this. We need to go talk to Nikki the Gossip, who's only got 3 days left to pay up. Okay, right. Yeah, I think this is what leads to the spoilery thing. Either that, or I'll just give you the spoiler because it happens in the Combat Rogue Artifact quest. Anyway, she asks us to choose our first assault point on the Broken Shore. So for the sake of getting this done, I'll just click on Val Shara and complete this quest, and then I think... Oh no, we're just sent off to the Tranquil Forest. So to give you a bit of background on what actually I think is meant to happen at some point here, after you get like inducted into this group of people, Vanessa Van Cleef like pops in and you fight her, and then eventually, because you've beaten her in a fight, she says, okay, fine, you can join us. Basically, she was a little bit pissed off at how you, like, the player just kind of marches in here and, you know, takes their place at the table without really earning it in their eyes. But that doesn't seem to be implemented at the minute. Maybe they're holding that off, but since it was already talked about in the other Rogue video, I feel like it's worth filling you in this time. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the Subtlety Rogue. My gameplay video testing out how the spec actually plays will be out soon enough. Though if you want my thoughts currently, you know, it's a very bland spec with some really cool ideas, and then the hope is that throughout the alpha they're going to use those really cool ideas, namely the shadow step thing, or shadow dance even, to you know, build in some really just cool interactions through the spec. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.